All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. Here we are looking for a pearl of wisdom, a little morsel, a wee little tiny bit, or a snippet. That's what I like the best so far. But anyways, the swag is coming out. Okay, let's talk a little bit about 219. You know, this whole thing now, we're starting to get into the deep nitty-gritty of Sāṅkhya philosophy, and I gotta tell you, it's not really my bag. I'm not really into it. It's not that I don't love the yoga. I love the yoga piece. Not that I don't understand that yoga and Sāṅkhya go together and that they basically come from this really deep philosophical tradition. But here's what I find is that in the Sāṅkhya tradition, Sāṅkhya means to enumerate. It means to count. It means to put it all together. It means to list it. It's quite frankly, I think you got to be like an engineer to really dig this stuff. It's geek out on it, geek out on lists and geek out on the fine nitty gritty of things. And man, that is not me. It's like the unmanifested artist in me is the one that is trying to figure this stuff out. And wow, it's I am not quite there on this front. So I'm going to do my best. The next few sutras really dig deep into the categorization of prakṛti. And I'm going to do a quick overview, and we're going to skip to some stuff that, you know what, makes more sense to me. And I can't tell you any more than that. It's maybe I'm not evolved enough for this, and I'm quite happy with that. I'm happy to be where I'm at. And maybe that's just me being me, and maybe that's tada drashtahu svarupi vastanam. I don't know. But before you do that, let's just have a word from our sponsors. There are no sponsors on the show. It's only me, and we're doing this solo gig, and we like it that way. But here's the thing. Could you do me a favor? Could you please just hit the subscribe button? Could you add a little review on your podcast provider? Because that goes a long way in the podcasty world. Might even get us noticed on the World Wide Webs. So thanks for that. All right, back to it. So here we go. Here's the Sutra, viśeṣā-viśeṣa-liṅga-mātrāliṅgāni, guṇa-parvāṇi. Ooh, and what does all this mean? Well, he's talking about guṇa-parvāṇi, which just is basically here we go. Let's break down these gunas even further. And let's break down the gunas as they apply to how we exist in the world and how this applies to prakṛti and how it shows up and how it manifests. Well, it basically is saying this. It's look there's 4 different categorizations. Now, to be honest, I am just going to, because it's not that I was being dishonest earlier. Oh gosh. I'm going to Satchidananda because he has the easiest read on this stuff from my standpoint. He keeps it light, he keeps it short, and he doesn't get into too much depth. And so here he's saying this. Patañjali analyzes prakṛti a little bit more. He divides it into the nature, into these 4 stages. Going in reverse order from the way Patañjali expresses them, first there's the unmanifested. That's the aviśeṣa, the stage which is nature in a static or an undefined condition. A slightly manifest stage is next. Third is a more developed stage, where nature forms into the subtle senses, buddhi in the mind. And the 4th stage is the gross object stage, where we can hear, we can feel, we can see, we can touch, we can smell, we can taste. Normally, we only understand the things we can see. However, if we develop a subtler perception, we can also see the subtler things. For instance, we can see a flower, but we can only sense the smell rather than see it. Smell is our sense. Even if the smell is matter, although very subtle, and if we have developed subtle enough perception, we can see it emanating like a magnetic force. Although each individual has an aura, we normally see bodies but not the auras. And this is just this idea of an astral body or an aura. I don't know if I even believe that exactly, but anyways. But here's the deal. We can develop the subtle senses to see more than we actually think. And that's really the whole idea with this sutra. To me, this is where mindfulness comes in. This is where meditation comes in. This is where yoga and pranayama comes in. This idea that mindfulness, we're observing the world without attachment. The meditation, we focus on some formless energy, some subtle energy that's within us, something we can't really get a grasp on physically. And then the yoga and the pranayama, it goes a little bit more into the body, where we align with the body and we feel something in the body with some deeper awareness. But ultimately, there's a perspective shift, and that's really what we're trying to cultivate. Okay, friends, that's enough for today. Tomorrow we're going to, move on somehow. Let's see what we can do. Thanks again for listening. Om. Peace out. Hey, yo, the private sessions I've been doing online, I want to let you know I've got a few spots open, and they are so successful in helping bring your practice alive. Drop me a note in the contact form, jefflichty.com, and let's chat. Peace out.